dream killer mindset because of guys like Kai. That's a whole nother animal.
He went in, man. He went all in.
So now when you consider that with what you have done, think about what you can do.
I do know this. Can he do it? Absolutely he can.
I want to look you in your eyes on Sunday. Hey, waiting for Sunday.
And when you get desperate, you make faces like this, man.
Desperate? It's not desperate. I'm going to show you desperate. I'll give you a fourth turn.
You've talked about the past your whole entire career, making excuses. Talking about you think you're the only person that's ever gone through something in your life.
Excuses?
Everybody knows
Making
your story.
excuses?
Yes.
2013 was 2013. 2014, every man came here to do their best.
Medals and contracts. And when it's being a champion.
When it's a real close show, like for instance, you and Phil, you know, could have Kai Greene won that show? Yes. Could have Phil won that show? Yes, and he did.
You know what? I sat in the front row, man, and you know what? I mean, listen, Phil's my guy. You know, I'm a huge fan of Phil Heath, but Phil Heath wasn't at his best. I mean, Friday, Kai could have swung enough momentum if he came in there like he says he's going to every year. But, you know, I was one of those guys they counted out, and I'm not going to sit there and say it can never be done because in 2009 I blew everyone away, and that was 8 years after my prime, supposedly, of, you know, when I won the Olympia. Kai can still do it.
Should have won. Arnold or Sergio. Half the people say Arnold, half the people say Sergio. To this day, they still complain about it and argue about it. That's just the way it's been from the beginning of time.
Kai is a very unique character. He's the most entertaining poser, that's for sure.
We don't care about who looked good yesterday or who's going to look good tomorrow. It's who looked good that day at that time. Somebody could say, oh my God, you should have seen him yesterday. Yesterday he looked great. Well, you know what? You're on stage now. We're judging you now. And this is what you look like and this is how you're going to get placed. I mean, there could be a guy that doesn't have the best conditioning, but has the best shape because he wasn't in best conditioning. He's not going to win. A guy with the best conditioning will win. It depends on what is in front of me that day. You can't say because Phil Heath beat Kai Greene that Kai Greene's not going to come back next year and beat him. It depends what happens on that stage. Not yesterday, not last year, not what, you know, their projection of what they're going to be like. It's what they're like right then and there. There are pictures where other people are going to look better than other people. That guy in 5th place maybe has the best back double bicep, and he looks like the winner in the back double bicep. But what about you put all the other poses into consideration? He's not the best bodybuilder.
Is there a story that comes to mind right off the bat that is an example of...
You know, Arnold, this year is a perfect example. You were going to lose. You came back and you put it together and you won. And that's the best story I can think of in recent times.
In Kai's mind, he really thinks that he can't beat Phil because Kai's a warrior, and I think if he gets to it, he could beat anybody if he really wants to.
Run up and you run your mouth, you're going to get done. Period.
This has been a long journey just to get to this point. Each day we get a step closer, and with each opportunity, we make history.
champ comes, he's off. He will be defeated.
Kai can still do it, man. The guy's got an unbelievable physique. Walking in the gym, he is still Mr. Olympia more than any guy I've ever seen. And he just needs to be mentally prepared to win the Mr. Olympia.
Because I don't know what's going on in that guy's head, because you're right. How could you sit out when you're in your prime?
He's running out of time, man. And you know what? I mean that. The fans are waiting, man. Kai Greene, the fans are waiting to see what you can bring. Bring it back to the Olympia. That's speaking from someone that knows the insides and outs and has been sat out of shows that I should have been in before. Get back on that stage and make the fans happy and do yourself a favor and win it.
I know who the hell I am. And I know every time I get ready for these shows, they've got a lot to say.